Welcome back to LearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and as you can tell from the countdown clock, the lesson is about to get started. In case you're new with us, there's a few things I'd like to show you to help you throughout the lesson. These lessons are always guided and shaped by your questions, and if you're live with us today, there's a couple different ways you can do that. One is in the public live chat, and the other is the Ask Jamin a Question button, where you can ask me a question privately, and I won't share your identity in case you're afraid that your question is stupid. But it's not. If you're in the archives, though, then just open up the survey. At the end of that, there's a place where you can ask your question. I will say I frequently get questions from students in the archives watching a lesson from 6 months ago, and I have no idea what they're talking about. So please try to be as specific as possible. If you're watching this at LearnPianoLive.com, there should be a PDF and an MP3 button right next to this video. The PDF will often have additional video links inside so you can get more in-depth instruction on each of the topics. And if you're the kind of person who likes to print out the PDF so you can make the same notes on your physical version as I'm making during the lesson, now would be the time to do that. The MP3 is just a play-along track so you can practice more after the lesson. In traditional lessons, a teacher is going to actually present some new concept for maybe 5 or 10 minutes every couple weeks. The rest of the time is going to be spent applying and refining those concepts. Well, here I'm spouting off hours of new information every week, so it's totally unreasonable to expect you to actually absorb all of that. Instead, the goal of these live lessons is for you to find some little nugget of something that makes sense, but is a bit of a challenge, and for you to go practice it, because practice is where all the improvement's going to happen. So don't feel bad if you have to leave the live lesson when you find that little thing that you're going to practice. And of course, if I'm going too fast, you can always rewind the live lessons or replay in the archives as much as you want. If these live lessons start feeling random or meandering, it's because they are, on purpose. So if you're the kind of person who wants classical training with a step-by-step method, then you're going to want to check out Kloppel Academy on the website. It's included in your live lesson subscription, so you can do both or either. And the upper levels are seriously hard work, but it's going to take you all the way from ground zero all the way up to being ready to enter any major music college as a piano major in classical or jazz. And finally, it's most people's favorite. This is application, where we take the past concepts from other live lessons and we see how they apply to an actual, real song that already exists. And since there's like 1,000 different ways to play any song, you're just going to work on the version that is appropriate for your level. So that might just mean playing one note at a time for right now. Or maybe you're working on chords or covering the full song. Or maybe you're just seeing how the song breaks down so you can better write and transcribe your own songs in the future. But whatever your level is, the goal is not this song. So even if you don't play the whole entire song, you'll get better by even attempting a little bit of it, and attempt it we shall. Welcome back to LearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jay McCullough, and this is the incomparable Kendra.
Guess what? I finally saw the film version of Hamilton.
Goodness, yes.
It was so good.
It has destroyed me in so many ways.
Yes, and I saw the live version, but I had never seen it on Disney Plus.
Yeah. So, I didn't even ask you this. Like, how would you compare? Because the live version was not the same cast.
Right. So. I think that they are both amazing in their own ways.
I'm asking Kendra. Why would I ask Kendra?
But I think that it was really cool on the film to see like their facial expressions and like the up close things that I missed when I saw it live. But I love them both. So
I should have known. What did I think I was gonna get when I asked Kendra? They were both wonderful.
They were both wonderful.
Oh, right. Well, I went into it kind of not a fan of Lynn, whatever his name is, and
wait, what?
Yeah, huh?
Jamin.
But he changed my life forever.
Good.
He's
amazing.
I loved it. It was great.
Right.
Okay, so today we're doing True Colors. We should definitely do like some Hamilton stuff and True Colors for our jam session today. That's what I'm thinking.
Sure.
And then we got a bunch of requests. Okay. Anyway, so this is the version that they sing in the Trolls movie with Anna Kendrick, I think that's the name of a person, and Justin Timberlake. I'm pretty sure that's the name of a person. So it has this little intro thing here that goes... So we're going to learn how to play that thing right there. But first we need to find out where some of these letters are. So in case you've never played piano before and you're like, what, this is a beginner lesson? Yeah, I know. Take a group of 3 black notes, any group of 3 black notes, like those or those. Just don't pick a group of 2 and you'll be safe. And take the middle note right there and drag it slightly to the right. We would call that up because these notes are up and these notes are down. So take that one slightly to the right, and that one's going to be an A right there. And that just gave you all the letters for the entire piano. So we've got A and B and C and D and E and F and G. So those are all of the 7 letters that we would use on the piano, because on the next note, that one's also going to be an A. So we're going to have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, F, G, A, B, C, D, F, G, A, B, C, D, F, G. The only other thing you need to know on here is these ones that have the hashtags on them like this. Those are called sharps. And so when we have a D sharp, we'd go A, B, C, D. So we'd play a D, but we're going to play it slightly higher because it's got that little hashtag, that little sharp on there. So this note right here is a note that's slightly higher than D, and it's a D sharp. So when it says D hashtag, we're going to play that D sharp right there. So this very first thing right here would be a B, and then down to a D. So B, down to a D sharp, and then up, slightly up to an E. So that's kind of how we're going to read these notes. They're all written in for you. B, D sharp, E, B, B, D sharp, E, B, B, D sharp, E, C sharp. That one's a C sharp because that's a C, and that one's slightly higher than that. And if this is your first time ever trying to play any song at all, I probably wouldn't start there, and I definitely wouldn't try to do the whole song. I would probably start on the chorus part, and I see you, that part, right down here. So this is going to be like, what is that, 4 lines, 5 lines into the song after we do the verse. So we would start right here on an E. So we play an E, that's A, B, C, D, E. We play an E, and then a G, and then a B, G, and B, except that G is going to be sharp. So it's going to be those 3 right there. And you're going to say out loud the words. Yes, you're going to say out loud the words. I know, you're embarrassed, and you don't have a good voice. All that's true, perhaps, but I don't know. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to insult you. You might have a great voice. Regardless, you're going to say all the words out loud. You don't necessarily have to sing them, but you're going to say, I see your, as you play through. That's going to help you keep track of where you are in the song so you don't lose your place on your notes because you're saying the words. And it's also going to eventually hook up your ear to your mouth to your hands. So eventually, if you do this enough, you'll be able to play everything that you sing. Eventually means in a long time, but it's a long road. You want to get started right now by saying the words out loud. I see your. Cool. Then we're going to go to true right down here, and that's going to be C sharp. And then we got another C sharp right here for cull. And then you can see that we've got this like swoopy line right here. Whenever you have that swoopy line, that's called a tie. It's going to tie these 2 notes together right here. So that's actually only just 1 C sharp. So we got a C sharp for true, and then a C sharp for cull. And you're going to hold on to that C sharp until it's time for the word ers. And that's going to be a B. So we would have, I see your true colors. Wait a second. Here we go. This one right here. It's the same exact notes. I started in the wrong spot. I see your should start right there. There we go. Same notes. I see your true colors. And then we've got this shine is a G sharp. And again, that's tied over to that. So it's just one big C sharp or G sharp right there. Shine ing through is an F sharp and an F sharp. And if you feel right now like, wait a second, you're going way too fast, I can't play this. I understand what you're saying, but I can't play it yet. That's perfect. The goal here is not that you would be able to play this song by the end of the lesson, but you would understand what you need to work on in order to be able to practice this. And then when you get stuck, you contact me and say, I'm stuck, and then I help you get unstuck. But hopefully that makes sense, how we're coming up with those notes and what we're saying. I see your true colors shining through. And then, as we already discovered before, this next one is going to be the same exact thing. I see your true colors. Bunch of C sharps in a row. Watch out for that tie right there, because that tie is going to tie those 2 notes together. That's why I love you. Down to E. So, back up to C sharp. Don't be afraid. Tied over. Those 2 are the same note. All the way down to E to let is a D sharp. Let them is the same note. And then slightly up to E, which is tied over to the next note. Show your is all the way down to B. This is a low B.
Hey, Jamin, it's time for our feature of the day, which today is the term of the day.
Okay, cool. So our term of the day today is
slash chords versus inversions.
Yeah, slash chords versus inversions. So this is going to show up, especially in the intermediate level when we start doing these guys right here. So this right here is usually called a slash chord. And if none of this is making sense so far, that's all right. This is totally bonus. This is extra. But right here is where eventually we're going to be playing a B chord. So if you're already into chords, if you're already an intermediate student and you know what a B chord is, this one right here has a slash on it. So it seems like it should be called a slash chord because a chord that has a slash. That's not what a slash chord is. This is actually just an inversion right here because what you're going to be playing in the left hand later on is a D sharp. And a D sharp is a part of the B chord, which again, we'll be getting into that later. So if you've got a B chord and you're playing a note in the left hand that's not the root, but it is still inside the chord, like a B over B, that's not a slash chord. A B over D sharp, that's not a slash chord. A B over F sharp, that's not a slash chord because those are all notes from the B chord. However, if you're playing a B over C sharp, maybe, that right there would be a slash chord because the note that you're playing in the left hand, the thing that's past the slash is not a thing that's in the right hand. So eventually later on, I might refer to this when we do the intermediate version as a slash chord, even though technically it's not. This is just an inversion. A slash chord would have to be a chord where the left hand, the root, the bass, was playing something that's not in the chord of the right hand. But yeah, we need to get back to our song and do normal stuff. So let's get back to these notes, finish this thing off after this short break. So sadly, the lesson preview has come to an end, and it's time to say goodbye to everyone watching the free streams. Of course, paying subscribers at learnpianolive.com can continue watching this lesson and several hundred others like it in the archives. So come on over and check us out, and if you like what you saw, at least like and subscribe, and then tell your friends to head on over to learnpianolive.com to start enjoying this journey with us.